creeping into April with riding season around the corner. We talked about 2025 being a bit of a disaster drama on the summer. It's not spring just yet, but it's coming. Tricky. We're getting ready for a big road trip through the Okanagan in British Columbia. If you've been with the channel for a bit, you'll probably remember our cabin fever video we filmed this time last year. In that video, we broke fever by jumping on a flight out to Edmonton, Alberta, to visit a friend who expatted there from British Columbia. This year, we'll be loading up our RTT trailer and heading out across British Columbia to Edmonton. A little less bushcraft and a little more road warrior. Definitely gonna need a larger chainsaw for this beast. Live to fight another day. Given the length of time and extensiveness of this trip, we've decided to up our camp gear a little bit. And you know we're all about that finest, cheapest. So stick around after some station identification and benefit from our hard-won research. So Epstein's in, and it turns out our cultural elites and prescribed pop cultural icons are eating and f***ing children. But let's talk about camp gear and maybe just add one more essential tool to that list that can help out.
Stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune.
Whoever would have thought Michael Jackson would have turned out to be the hero of that story? All of that aside, let's get into our list. Of course, we started out with a bit of a camp stool. These things are great. We used to use them on set all the time, running around between scenes and locations. Just kind of goes over your shoulder. You got a storage pack inside, pretty straightforward. And we'll just get that out of the way so we can sit on it. And we'll kick things off with the EcoFlow whatever. It's got a sub name to it, but don't remember it offhand. These things are great little power banks. It'll charge in an hour and will last an extremely long time. Plug in and charge phones and lighting systems and microphones and stuff while on the road while making these videos. It also charges by solar panel, and kit that this came with comes with a 50-watt solar panel. I believe altogether this was $300, but it's great. It isn't bifacial, but it picks up its power. It charges through the day so that you can charge all of your stuff up at night. I've attached these carabiners on here, and for us in our situation, it just clips on outside of the mesh window of the tent, faces the sun, keeps us charged and going, all of that kind of stuff. The great thing about EcoFlow is that it has a wide variety of different power bank units that can be used even as far as off-grid cabin living. What it does is it takes the notion of solar power and the big learning curve of all the different adapters and battery banks and stuff like that, and it composes it into these little, single individual units. I don't remember the specs on this, the wattage or anything like that, but we'll have a link down in our video description that can go over that stuff and take you to a site where it can be purchased. Another fun little component to our camp gear we picked up last year is this little Ninja portable blender. Apparently I left it on. No, I didn't. Hit the power button, it takes a second, it'll cycle through. And as soon as it's done cycling through, you can just hit it and it blends. These things are pretty great and incredible. They are USB rechargeable and come apart completely. You can just wash it. It's got a safety feature so that now that the top is off, the blades won't spin. Yeah, it's great. You can just throw down whatever, even if, I remember back in the day, hoboing, this would have been fantastic. Just cut through a grocery store and throw in some blueberries on the go, milk, yogurt, whatever, some spinach, blend it up, and it's self-contained. as its own little kind of drinking cup. Additionally, we threw in a pair of moccasins. We've been living out in the woods long enough and wearing these guys, to which extent runners just feel funny. I mean, we're taking our motorcycle with us as well on this trip. So we will also have some riding boots along with us, but for around camp and just getting around in general, I've thrown a pair of wool insoles in there as well. Kind of adds to the cushioning a little bit, size larger. They kind of work great. They're like earthing shoes, and you can just feel everything as you're walking through the bush and stuff. Aside from those, we also threw in these little camp slippers. They're great for around the tent and just right around camp. I tend to take them off when leaving the tent or camping area. We generally throw down a drop sheet. So whenever stepping off the drop sheet, the moccasins get thrown back on. I had always argued against Yeti, feeling that they were way overpriced. But this one, the Yeti Flip 12, is meant to fit basically a 12-pack cans of beer. But it does stack and pack a lot more than that. These things have the unfortunacy of Yeti adding its own proprietary molly to this. We're going to do another video that breaks down on how you can use basic military molly on these and implement that. So with it, it holds ice and keeps your stuff chilled, as we've tried, and also other videos out there actually showing this product will hold for up to a week with the proper ice pack conditions. It has this great industrial zipper. It doesn't leak at all, which is nice. And the zipper is a bit hefty. It locks in place, comes around, and this is like space age insulation inside this thing. It's not going to rip. It's not going to tear. These run roughly $330 Canadian, which is quite expensive. But for a soft cooler that you can easily hoist up into the trees away from all the animals and stuff, this is a fantastic cooler. We managed to get it online used. Some guy won it in a raffle, and it only cost us $150. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Now, Yeti also makes these proprietary different sized ice packs, and this is something I would probably have steered away for. 4 pounds for $40. But as you see, it fits perfectly into the cooler itself. And what we found is, as long as we've got that in there and just get some regular generic smaller refreezable ice packs, and you stick it in between all of your food and stuff, throw some ice in there, and this thing rocks. You can get a week and a few days keeping everything cold and good to eat. Amongst all of this stuff, we also showed you our little burner. Now, a friend of mine purchased one of these at MEC, Mountain Equipment Co-op, for like $130. We got this on Amazon, and I know Amazon's the devil, but when you live in the middle of nowhere and there's nowhere to really shop for this kind of stuff, it works out well. It takes a little longer to get there, even on a Prime membership, but this thing is pretty damn fantastic, very much comparable to the $130 one that my friend picked up, and saving that extra $100 is, that's well worth it. Plus, it just gets delivered to your house. And I know, again, Amazon is the devil, but what can you do? It's kind of like shopping at Walmart and supporting that, but otherwise you're spending a whole bunch more money on groceries and stuff, and it kind of kicks your ass over time. So doing what we can to support a system, or not support a system, that is one thing that comes into play that I can't feel guilty about. Even making these videos, a lot of these links to Amazon go to my Amazon account. I'm not monetized, so anything you purchase, I get a small amount from that, and it helps out. And generally with that money, I just buy more stuff that I can review and bring to you guys, with the whole system of like, buy, looking for the finest, cheapest, returning if need be. But anyway, back to the burner. It does use these little containers, which I prefer just because two-door soft top Jeep, I don't have much room. But it also has this adapter where you can hook up smaller propane bottles or even larger propane bottles. Now this thing, it's amazing. It's basically a jet engine, as you saw in the intro. Turning it on, it's got its own little electric click start, lowest temperature, and it brags to come to a boil, which we haven't tried this yet, but as you can see, all the temperature settings, it brags to come to a boil with a 750 meter 750 milliliter Nalgene container in just under a minute. And that's something maybe we'll test another time. Just seeing this thing kick up and down, I'm just going to choose to believe it for now. It comes in its nice own little carrying kit, folds down nice and small, the legs tuck under, and each little pillar goes to the side. Wrap the cord around it. Your end part you're going to want to keep in the top. Slides back into its little carrying case, nice and completely. I do appreciate it being orange in color, so it stands out in case you're looking for it, having misplaced it, stuff like that. Amongst all of this as well, we did some research. These string camp lights are amazing. Unfortunately, the first one that we got, that we demoed back in our other video, you can check up in the corner here, didn't last. It was not waterproof at all, as it was reported. So that's the thing with finding the finest cheapest. Sometimes things just turn out not so great. You end up returning them. But after a while and a lot more research, we came across this guy, which is USB rechargeable. Unfortunately, this one does not have solar charging capabilities like the other one, but it actually works. So it goes through all these lighting systems at the push of a button. This is the basic generic one. I don't believe this one has, it must have a main light. Yeah, so there's a main light in there, and if you want to get Christmassy, you certainly can. And with these settings, you have a myriad amount of different options. This just being the basic generic. And we'll just roll this out real quick and let you see exactly how long it is and what it's capable of. Stay tuned. So we've got it up, and we're not going for aesthetic here. And we're not sure of the length, but we've gotten it around our little woodshed out here, which is 100 inches long by 58 deep. And we basically, as you can see, have it double wrapped. It's not very dark out right now, so we'll pop back in to the outside this evening and get you another look. So if you've been with the channel for a bit, there's a good chance that you'll recognize this water container from back in our Halloween special. The great thing about this is it holds, I'm not even sure how much, but that's a lot of water. And for us, it works out well because it could just go in the back of our RTT trailer beside the motorcycle and doesn't take up room in the Jeep. Another wonderful thing about this guy is taking a simple flashlight, it lights everything up pretty decently. Okay, so that's us up there. Line from the front. Party in the back. Something we didn't include in our intro loadout is this fancy little camouflage trailer camera. Solar panel on top. Opens up and it's got its own little compartment for AA batteries. Takes 4 of those, although it does solar charge on its own. So if you wanted to use rechargeable batteries in here, you could, and it'll keep those topped up. But it also has its own internal battery system. But with the chargeable batteries being constantly charged, if anything should happen to the internal battery or not get enough sunlight, the other batteries will kick in, and you don't have to worry about changing them out all the time and checking to see that the AA's are still powering. It also has its own little program screen and viewer screen that you can view things. The reason that we do have one of these, now we're bringing the motorcycle on the RTT trailer, so that means at rest stops, maybe RV spots, ending up, you know, maybe on an FSR, something like that. We're going to take the motorcycle out and about, Merritt, Clinton, places like that. So leaving the trailer alone, the dog, obviously, Riggs, can't come with us. And he's fine in the tent itself and works as a great little security alarm system. But just to view your site and such, if you need to, want to, something happens when you get back, you can have some video evidence, just putting it across or somewhere nearby, pointing at your camp setup, and that does well for that. It also operates on its own Wi-Fi signal, and you can also connect via data, but it can operate independently. Very cheap item. I believe it was like between $50 and $75. Link in the description of this video, again, as always. Don't even get me started on the crap that I go through to make you guys these videos. last but not least, as we're running out of light here. So where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. Carbon steel camp axes. This is a bit larger of an option than what I generally use, but we got it for fairly cheaply. I believe it was $50. Check the link in the description. Why carbon steel? I mean, carbon steel does have a tendency to rust more often, but it holds an edge a lot longer. It's a lot easier to sharpen, and it's just kind of fun to keep the maintenance up on it. Just adding some oil to the blade, not leaving it out in the rain or moisture, and it's pretty. Kind of feel like the Tin Man from Oz. So that's that for now. And so when you hit like, comment, subscribe, and notify, it'll notify you of more videos coming up, more of our finest, cheapest gear loadouts, so on and so forth. So go ahead and do all of that. Leave us a comment, help support the channel, and beat the algorithm with us together.
They don't like us. They don't like us. They ain't gotta like us.
Not sure how I'm going to outdo that fabulous intro, but maybe let's throw in some Brokeback Valley, and we'll see you guys next time.